Hi, this is Kamera. My first few minutes with God, day number 250, Ezekiel chapter 35 through 37. God tells Ezekiel to prophesy against the people of Mount Seir. God says, I am your enemy. I will raise my fist against you to destroy you completely. You will know that I am the Lord. Their hatred of Israel led them to butcher them when they were already very helpless. God says, since you have no distaste for blood, He will give them a bloodbath. Your turn has come. God says, I will make you desolate forever. Your cities will never be rebuilt. You will know that I am the Lord. God says, I will punish you for all your acts of anger, envy, and hatred. You will be wiped out, you people of Mount Seir, and all who lived in Edom. Later Ezekiel is told to prophesy to Israel's mountains, the hills, the valleys, the ravines, everywhere. And this is what God has in the prophesy to the land, the grounds. Your enemies have attacked you from all directions. I am furious you suffered shame. He says a few more things. I'm just pointing out a few things. God says those nations will soon have their own shame to endure. God talks about restorations to the lands and its fruitfulness. Later, God gives Ezekiel a message of how Israel had defiled their own land. God tells Israel that He's bringing them back out of exile, back to their lands, not because they deserve it, but to protect His holy name. God says your filth will be washed away. You will no longer worship idols. I will give you a new heart, and I will put my spirit in you. That's a good thing, a new spirit. You will follow my decrees and be careful to obey my regulations. God said He is ready to hear Israel prayers and to increase their numbers. Later, God took Ezekiel away in the spirit to a valley filled with dry bones, dead dry bones. God asked Ezekiel, He says, can these bones become living people? Well, Ezekiel's reply was, only you know the answer to that, God. Good answer, right? God tells Ezekiel to speak to those dry bones, and he did. Ezekiel watched as the bones reattached themselves. They became skeletons. He watched this as their muscles and their flesh formed the skeletons and they became bodies. Isn't that something? So God talks about the wind and tells Ezekiel to speak those winds, to give the bones, the body's breath. And he does that, right? So this is the thing. Those bodies they come back to life, and they get to their feet, and they become a great army. God says these represent Israel, the people of Israel. The people are saying that all hope is gone. All hope is gone. Our nation is finished. God says, I will open your graves of exile and cause you to rise again. I will put my spirit in you and you will live again. God tells Ezekiel at a later time to engrave on 2 pieces of wood 2 different sections of Israel. Remember, Israel had been divided. So God says that you will be reunited and you will never again be divided. And never again will you pollute yourselves with idols again, ever again. God says He will make a new covenant with this new Israel. He will restore them to their lands and He will increase their numbers. God will also dwell with them. God says, you will be my people and I will be your God. Good stuff, good stuff. So there you have it, guys. That's day number 250, Ezekiel's chapter 35 through 37. You have a God-filled blessed day.